I realize in this episode, I may offend some people. It may have a lot of controversy, but it needs to be discussed. I need to let you all know there are 10 whiskeys that I never really enjoyed. So in this episode of Whiskey Eats, we're going to discuss 10 whiskeys that are absolutely disgusting. Ugh. So first off, I'd like to say that this is all relative. This is all my opinion. I'm not trying to offend anyone.
Sure.
But if I'm being honest with myself, there are 10 on this list. I'm only giving you 10. There's more, but I'm only giving you 10 of the worst that I've ever had. And now when I say worst, I'm meaning some of them you may have paid a nice penny for them and they did not live up to the hype. So to me, that's a bad whiskey. Not necessarily that the juice is bad, but it did not live up to the price point. To me. So let's get into this list. The first most disappointing whiskey at number 10, I have to say, is none other than Gifted Horse from Orphan barrel. It's just disappointing, especially for the price point. It just drinks so bland and just tastes like a traditional whiskey. It does not drink what they're asking for. And so as you can see, I've had this pie at least 3 years, or maybe 4, and I've yet to even work my way down. I thought it would get better in time. It's just basic and bland. Nothing to write home about, right? It's just an okay whiskey. For the price point, it's highly disappointing. So I had to put it at number 10 on my list. Now, number 9, I got to go with Elijah Craig, 18 years. Come on, y'all. Come on, man. As beautiful as they make in those those barrel strength whiskeys, this one right here is just oak forward. So it has a lot of sharp notes. And I think it has to be a lower proof because it drinks, what is it? Yes, a 90 proof whiskey. And it's the grandfather of bourbon, but they did a horrible job making this one. I'd rather have the standard bourbon. Excuse me. I'd rather have the standard bourbon than this. It's just too oak forward. It tastes like wood chips, all that. I didn't enjoy it myself. And I've had this one probably about the same 3 or 4 years. This is when I was trying to buy nice bottles for the bar, and it was the worst purchase I've ever purchased. Elijah Craig 18. Bad purchase. All right. So the next one, I got this one from Total Wine, and it's not a bad whiskey, but because the lady hyped it up so much, she painted a picture that this was going to be the best whiskey I've ever had. And she bought me. She sold me on it. She was like, yeah, you're gonna taste the creme brulee. You're going to take it, and when you sip it, it's going to come through with some honey drops. And then you're going to get a little bit of honeydew in the back. I'm looking like this. Really? Ooh. She had me sold. She painted this beautiful picture. She's going to be nice, soft and viscous, and then the wave of cinnamon is gonna come around the top of your lip and hit you in the bottom of your tongue. I'm like, ooh, I gotta get it.
Pause.
Kaigan, Japanese whiskey. What's your thoughts?
I don't have one.
You ever had this? It's not bad, but she just sold it so good. I brought it home. I was expecting creme brulee, brown sugar cookie. I never had brown sugar cookie before, but I was expecting to get it in this. Lady at Total Wine, she got me. I don't know if Total Wine is in partner with Kaigan or not. I need to find that out. Because she sold this one to me. It didn't really blow me away. So it was disappointing. It wasn't horrible. It's still pretty good. It's decent. But the way she sold it, highly disappointed. So that's the next one on my list. Now, number 7. Now, a friend of mine's brought this over. Buddy of mine's gave this to me.
He's so thankless.
It's my boy, though. It's my boy. This is terrible, man. This is pretty bad. I don't know if I don't like... you know what? I was telling him, I'm going to leave him nameless.
Isn't he talking about Ben?
I said, when it comes to Irish whiskeys, I just got a bougie palate, man.
Bougie?
I only enjoy Irish whiskeys when it comes to a certain price point. And that's just the way my palate is. It seems like everything that's lower than like maybe $45 or less, I don't enjoy it for some reason. I want to enjoy it, but I enjoy like your red breast, your green spot, your yellow spots. I enjoy all of those. I enjoy the Grace O'Malley, which is probably the best Irish whiskey I've ever had, personally. But all of the lower Irish whiskeys, the cheaper versions, I've yet to have a good one. You got a suggestion?
Not for you.
Because this stuff is horrible. I mean, it's bad. It's not horrible. It's bad. Sorry, buddy. Well, you're nameless.
Ben.
If you see this episode. All right, so the next one, of course, is the most sold bourbon in the world. Is none other than Jim Beam White. Aww. You know, a lot of people love it. To me, it's just so simple. It's so watered down. I like Jack over Jim Beam White. Me personally, it has more flavor in it. Jim Beam White is just right here. It's just so bland. I mean, maybe you can compare it to like a Benchmark 8, but I didn't want to put Benchmark 8 on this list because it's $8. You can't beat that, you know. I think it's $8 or $10, something like that. But Jim Beam White is very flat. It's just not a great whiskey. No disrespect. I know it's the most sold. It makes a decent mixer, but I would prefer Jack over Jim. That's just me. What do you like better? Jack Daniels or Jim Beam?
Definitely Jack.
Let me know in the comments, please, below. All right, so the next one. I don't have the next one as well. I used to have it, and it's none other than Johnny Walker Red Label. Oh, what's your thoughts on that? Johnny Walker Red Label is like drinking some Sharpie pins. It's just terrible. Oh, man. When I used to buy it, I used to try to, you know, get into whiskey, learning how to drink it neat. It just did not do it for me. Johnny Walker Red Label was a bad choice. It still is a bad choice. It may make a good mixer. It may make a good rusty nail. I don't know. But I don't enjoy it, and it's too sharp, too the notes are just too potent. Like you get those ethanol points that just really punch forward, and it's just really bad. And that moves us right on to our number 4th worst whiskey that I ever tasted. And this one is funny because I used to drink it as a joke during COVID. We had some friends. We would go on Zoom and we would act like drinking, and I would go get the Rich and Rare. And the Rich and Rare is disgusting. So they all be drinking like these high-end whiskeys or whatever, my boys. And I grab the Rich and Rare out. And I'm like, yeah, I got that good stuff. Hey, what you drinking on? I'm like, that Rich and Rare, brother. So it was like an ongoing joke between my boys that I was drinking Rich and Rare. Rich and Rare is pretty horrible, I have to say. It's number 4.
Well, so much for them endorsing you.
Now, number 3. I hate to do this. You know, we went to Traverse City and we went over to Grand Traverse Distillery. And I love supporting local places. But at the time we went there, I have to be honest with myself. Grand Traverse Distillery, the single malt, the guy who was there, he said it was a Scotch. And of course I knew it was a single malt because, you know, you can't have American-made Scotches. Scotches is made in Scotland. Single malts is made in America. So I just let him talk.
Oh, that's informative.
So he was telling me all of this stuff about it, and I was excited about it. And when I tasted it, it just was horrible. It was really, really bad. I hate to say it. It could have been a bad batch. Could have been a bad bottle. I don't know. Maybe it needed to air out or whatever. I think it was a fresh crack. But it was really, really bad. So that's number 3 on my worst whiskeys I've ever had. I hate to do that. Love your Grand Traverse City. And I'm sure you got some great stuff. But that particular one was really bad. That brings us to number 2. Now this one frustrates me. It's none other than the J.J. McConnells. Because the first time I had this was a delicious, delicious whiskey. And I was excited because it's only $40. It is an Irish whiskey. And I thought I broke the mold. I said, okay, I finally found an Irish whiskey that's affordable that I'm going to enjoy. I was at my buddy's house. We were sampling it. He bought the J.J. McConnells, and we thoroughly enjoyed it. I went out and bought a bottle myself, brought it home, sampled it. It's like, ooh, this is bad. Me and my buddy Dan, he's over here trying it. He felt the same way. I said, okay, you know what? I didn't air that whole episode. I said, I'm going to put it away. I'm gonna give it a couple weeks. I'm gonna go back into it and I'm gonna try it again. So that's what I did. And so that one, I recorded it. And I showed some clips from the episode where me and Dan had sat here. We reviewed it. And it still was even worse. So it was something about this batch that was absolutely disgusting. This is one of the worst whiskeys I've ever had. And when I had it initially, it was absolutely delicious. So I was talking to my buddy about it, and he said, you know what probably happened? They probably put the standard bourbon, the standard Irish whiskey in this one, and not the sherry cask. And I said, that make more sense because you don't get no sweetness in this at all. It's very sharp. You get like a musty oak, and it's just horrible. It's like you're drinking wet paint or something like that. I mean, this is disgusting. Ugh. So if the standard version, the version of this is like that, I don't want no parts. This is the second worst whiskey I've ever had. And I don't like to do that, but I gotta be honest with you. This stuff right here in this bottle is bad. Now I'm willing to give another shot and try another bottle to see if I just got a bad batch. But this bottle, disgusting. Hate to do it. Now the worst whiskey I've ever had in my life. Oh, I hate to do this, but I got to do it. Comes right from Grand Travis.
Not again. This
same
guy.
distillery. And it just could be me. It just not agree with my palate. It was a single barrel bourbon. And I'm telling you guys, it was putrid. We were up there and I had it. And I was like, what? It tasted so young and sharp and potent. It was ethanol forward. It had like a musty dungeon cellar type of flavor to it. It just was horrible. Ugh. And so my buddy Brian, he bought it. He enjoyed it. And so he had never admit it, but he had decanted it, right? So he was like, hey, try this out. Because he knew I didn't like it. He decanted. He put in the decanter. As soon as I tasted it, I was like, oh, this is disgusting. I said, this is that Grand Travis City. He laughing, but he had never admitted it. I honestly feel he put it in the decanter. I could be wrong, but it was so bad. It reminded me of that whiskey that I had when we were in Grand Travis. That was the most disgusting whiskey that I ever had in my life. But it's all relative. It's the way I felt. Because obviously other people enjoy it. Brian enjoyed it very much. He bought a bottle of it. I think another friend of ours bought a bottle too as well. But my palate did not agree with it on many occasions. So those are the worst whiskeys I've ever had. What is the worst whiskey you ever had? Can you think of, the absolute worst? And please don't be defended. Be offended by the distilleries. Of course, people are defended because it's all relative, right? We all have different palates. We all have different things that we enjoy. It could have been a bad batch. It could have been a bad day. I could have ate some tortilla chips and threw it off, whatever the case may be. I'm not trying to offend anybody or poo-poo on anybody's hard work and effort, but I have to be honest with myself. These are the worst whiskeys I've ever had. So thank you for joining me on another episode of Whiskey Eats. And like we always say, please always drink moderately and responsibly. Have a good day. Ugh.